Okay. We should be good. I just want to make sure. Get Instagram up. Get started shortly. Your girl's drinking coffee, y'all. And I rarely drink coffee. My pen's all crooked. I rarely drink coffee. Whew. So, listen. Today is one of those days where I need to drink coffee. I got to drink coffee today. Okay. So make sure we're good. Okay, guys, we're going to get started in a second. I just want to make sure today's going to be really powerful. So I just want to make sure we're good. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer to Instagram. My phone is on 30%. I did not charge my phone on the car. My phone charger is at my desk, and I did not bring my tripod. So Instagram, you're going to get a behind the scenes, because when this phone dies, which it may possibly die during the stream, don't worry, because you will get the replay on YouTube. And if you miss it completely, don't worry, because my email list, you're going to get the link directly sent to your email. And I'm also going to include some notes I want to send you guys that's going to link with this teaching. So, as you guys, if you don't already know, my name is Genesis Dorsey, and I am an expert, and my expertise focuses on helping leaders and experts package their knowledge into a business. So, in a nutshell, I'm the framework builder, right? You dump your mind on me, you give me all the years of expertise you have, and then I build the framework for basically selling your mind to the masses. And so, in that expertise, as we go into 2020, I want to do some free content on a free, some content for y'all to really start to get your mind in the mindset of being a leader and an expert, and how to correctly package that knowledge. So good morning, everybody. Again, you guys, I got my coffee. So my name is Genesis Dorsey, and I am a baby coffee maker. And it only takes this much caffeine, and I'm off the walls. So I normally don't drink coffee, but on today, I needed it. And so that is me. I am from Delaware. Second smallest state. Shout out to Delaware. Okay. And then on top of that, I'm really passionate about people, and I'm also a Christian. So I'm a faith-based consultant and expert, and I love God. I love God's people. And so today we are going to be doing a mixture of both my natural expertise. We're going to merge with some God on it. So that's why today's teaching is called Your God-Made Genius, right? So this is going to be a faith-based inspired business or leadership talk, because I am going to be talking to those of you who are both leaders and just ministry as well as business. So, you don't have to be a business owner. It's about really being an expert in whatever field that you're at. So first of all, welcome to everyone who's watching the live video. Again, this was unannounced. I did maybe about 30 minutes ago tell y'all I was going live, but that was it. So hello to everyone who's watching live, and then hello to my YouTube community. Hey guys, so I see Shay. Shay, is your message? Okay, hey Shay. And then I see S1 101, SI 101 baby. So hey girl, you have to have coffee. See, I don't have to have it, but when I need it, I gotta get it. Right, that's me. So today we're going to be talking about your God-made genius. And this is really going to be a really important conversation for you guys, because I really believe that, and I was actually texting someone last night, and she said something about, 2020, I don't want to miss, it's going to be a big year. And I said something to her. And let me pull up my text messages, because I have a MacBook, and, with us Mac users, we have a whole ecological system where our text messages connect to our laptops via iMessage. I know some of you, the Android world is not there yet. Hasn't elevated to the world of Apple, but it's all right. So, but I texted her last night, and this is what I told her, and this is so important. And this is going to be the beginning of where we're going to go today. And what I told her was that she was telling me, I don't, everyone's saying that 2020 is going to be such a big year, and I don't want to miss out. And what I told her was this. I said, a date does not have power. Our decisions do. I'm going to say that one more time. I want you to get this in your mind. A date does not have power, but your decision does. Okay. And what I'm going to share with you today is it's not for the beginners. It's not for the experts. It's for everybody. No matter what level you're on or where you're going, at every level, you've got to level up. People think leveling up is, for just the newbies, but actually leveling up is for every level. For every level you're on, you're going to have to level up. What you did before is going to be another level up to that. And because of that, there will be lies that the enemy will try to feed you, okay, that will try to get you to not level up. And so this teaching is going to almost be instrumental to you today. I teach a lot, but it's been a while since I've taught, some things. And so I'm not here to pump myself up because it's not me, it's God. But I am here to tell you that if you have never listened to me before, or you've tried to ignore me, or maybe only spend 5 minutes watching me, even if you can't spend the whole time watching this live, you need to come back and watch this video when you do have the time. And you actually need to make the time to watch this video in its fulfillment. You got me? So the date does not actually bring you more favor or more power. People say the year 2020 is going to be the year of release, going to be here. Let me tell you something. The year of 1951 for somebody was the year of release. Because they did not get themselves in position, they never experienced it. So I want you to focus, because what we're about to talk about is the fact that you are going to, through this teaching, come to grips with some decisions, okay, that you need to make. Okay, because you have a God-made genius and it is unfolding before you, and God is opening up doors on your behalf. But I need you to continue to make some decisions so that as you go from each level, the God on the inside of you is about to come out in an overflowing way. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that I want you to focus on is, so I'm kind of bring you almost like we're talking across the table, okay? The first thing that I want you to come into grips with is the fact that you were made to be a genius, okay? So if you're watching live, I need you to do some activities with me, not for my sake, but I need you to do it for your sake. So I need you to type in the comment section, if you're watching live, I was made to be a genius. Let me give you some time, because I need you to write it for yourself, not for me, because I this is for your sake, okay? I just need you to type in the comments, I was made to be a genius. I want you to take out the time to type it, and I need you to hit that send or whatever it says for you to hit that comment. Okay. I was made to be a genius. Hey, Shay, girl. Okay, I see Shay saying it. Thank you, Shay. Okay, thank you. Hey, Q. I was made to be a genius. This is you may think this is corny, but see, that's the problem with most people. They won't do the simple stuff because they think it's too corny. It's not important. I don't need to say that. Do you know how many people are not speaking? And that's the problem why they fail, why they are failing, because they refuse to do the simple things that unlock the best in them, right? Okay, so there we go. Hey Instagram. Hey y'all. Hey Cece. Hey Lawrence. Hey Rhonda. Hey Courtney. Hey Marsha. Hey, I miss Marsha. I miss you. I need to go back to Houston so we can have fun and I can shop in your store. I need to actually Blue Label. I need to shop from her again. Oh, hey, Barbara. Okay, I was made to be a genius. I was made to be a genius. So here's the thing, right? A lot of people I'm connected to on these platforms, right? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all this kind of stuff. I'm actually connected to a lot of experts in their own fields, respectively. Awesome geniuses. And I'm seeing books, I'm seeing posts, I'm seeing content, and y'all are putting this stuff. Y'all are showing up, showing out, writing books, publishing all sorts of things. You really are positioning yourself into the genius that you are. And so what I want you to realize is that many times our low self-esteem, no matter what level you're on, I don't care whether you are a trillionaire, millionaire, trillionaire, billionaire, millionaire, hundredaire, or one air. I call them a one air. One air is when you got like $1. You a one air. You're not a millionaire, you're one air. Okay. No matter what level you're on, the enemy will try to feed thoughts into your mind to make you believe and think that I gotta unpack this almost, that the genius in you does not need to be so loud. Okay. And this is not the time for you to shy away from your voice, the power of your voice, the way you talk, the way you do what you do. This is not the time to do that. It's not the time to shy away. And this is where I'm going to prove it, because, this is technically, a Bible-based talk, right? Okay. So we're going to look at a particular passage. Okay. And this is going to be in, let me put the right one, make sure I got it. Because see, what happens is that in every level, you have people who don't understand why you've been called to the space in which you've been called to. It's like funny, people can see like your natural abilities, but they don't really understand why you move the way that you move. Because see, the way that you move is not because of a resume that you have, okay, or the success or the accolades or the degrees that you have, right? But it's actually because you've been assigned to the space. It's not to a position. This is real. I need you to understand this. It's not that you were assigned to a position. You were assigned to an environment. Okay. And what I mean by that is that, see, the reason why God gave you this genius is for a bigger reason than like a check or wire transfers, or to talk about how your PayPal is ringing, or talk about how many books you've sold. Or this genius thing is on a hard level, and this is why many people give up, because they don't understand the bigger level in which the playing field in which you've been called to. It is bigger than a position, a title, a quote, a trademark, a copyright. We are talking about God plays a larger game. There's a larger game at play here. Okay. And the larger game is the fact that you have been assigned to spaces to occupy. And so when we talk about your God-given genius, this is not for your sake or for your glory, but this is for you to understand how much power is in this mind. And it is so mind-boggling. It is crazy, the power in this mind. And I know some of you guys are already experts and consultants, and you're already doing amazing things. I'm not here to talk about what you've already been doing. I'm here to talk about what you're about to do next. Okay, we're not here to talk about what you've already done. We all know, we all see, we got it. Okay, I'm here to talk about what you're about to do next. I don't know what you're going to actually do next, but I do know that you're about to do something next. And in order for that to be unlocked another level, I need you to tap into the spiritual genius, okay, that's in this mind. I need you to understand that sometimes the reason why we're struggling so much in unlocking this bad boy to our next level is because it's bigger than what you think. Okay. And it is some God-made, God-level stuff going on. And we need to understand how big the playing field that God has us on. We think it's just like, a little dot. And God's like, no, I got you for the whole environment. You think that you were just called to a certain position. Oh God, I thank you for the position. And we're thankful for the position. But God did not call you technically to a position. He called you to an environment. So let's look at the Bible and give some examples. Okay. So we're going to look at David and Goliath. Okay. And we're going to look at this for the main reason of I want you to understand something. Okay. I want you to understand something. And let me pull this up. Okay. This is so good. I'm so excited. Cannot tell you. I love to teach, but I love when things click. So I'm really obsessed because this thing is about to click for y'all, and I want you to follow me where we're going. Okay, we're going to look at the story of David and Goliath. We've seen the story 100 times, I know, but we're going to look at it from a different perspective. Okay, and from the perspective of I have been called to an environment and not a position. God has called me because the world needs my genius. Okay, the world needs my genius, and they're going to need it on a higher level. From every level, as you go from each level to the other, man, this is powerful. God is expanding your influence and your power because people need your mind. It's not about needing you. They need the God that's in that mind, the way that you think, calculate, orchestrate, and break things down. There are people waiting on you for your genius. And every level you go into. That's why we cannot be afraid, because really what we're doing is ministry. I want you to get this. For every expert and leader, I need you to understand that what you're doing is ministry. Because technically, when Jesus told us to go into all the world and preach the gospel, a lot of times we have confined that to like a church service. And what a lot of leaders, experts, and consultants who are Christians do not understand is that being called is not necessarily to a pulpit, but it's being called to a cubicle. It's being called to a corporation. It's being called to a boardroom. It's being called to a platform. That's why I'm so passionate about talking about platform building, because see, what I'm actually teaching is greater than just you having a tribe and a community, but it's about really God's glory being on display through the way that you think, the way that you speak, the way that you talk and walk. It's something bigger than what you see. And that's why I have to teach it, because you cannot give up. You can't quit. And all this is not going anywhere. I don't care what you say, what you try to quit, what you try to walk away from. It's not going anywhere. It's on you. Okay. And so I need you to understand this. Okay. So we're going to look at David real quick. We're going to look at David. We're going to look at 1 Samuel 17. And this is so powerful. So if you know the story of 1 Samuel 17, this is when David kills Goliath. But we're not going to look at David killing Goliath. We're actually going to look at something that happens prior to him killing Goliath. Because everybody knows that he kills Goliath. I mean, come on now. You don't even have to be saved to know that. But let's go back up to something that I find really, really important. And we're going to look at 1 Samuel 17, verse 20. Okay. So this is when David had already been anointed to be king, but he was not in position yet. Okay. Talk about knowing your call, but not being able to execute fully in that calling. So he was still in the development process. And within this, his brothers who were older than him, had saw him get anointed, or at least knew of the fact that he had been anointed. And so, but yet he goes back to the sheep and everything. We all know the story. And so his father tells him to go bring lunch to his brothers. Okay. And this very moment is powerful, because this moment is the transfer of from one level to another. A lot of people we teach on Goliath so much that we really miss out on the power of going from one level to the next in our genius. Okay. David was a genius. He was a genius in his own right, because he allowed God to use him within whatever skill set was needed. We know that he was an excellent warrior, and his first position of being a warrior was being in the field, right? It was being in the field, and it was him working in the field and him taking care of the flock. Okay. And his genius was being used in that position. That's the reason why you cannot despise your genius at any level, because at every level you're working your genius. And if you despise where you are right now, you will not maximize the genius that's being cultivated on the inside of you. Okay. And so he was maximizing the genius that was working on the inside of him. And then what happens is that he moves from killing the lion and the bear and all that to now he decides that his father tells him to go and bring lunches to his brothers. And we pick up and it says, early in the morning, David left the flock in care of a shepherd, loaded up and set out as Jesse had directed. He reached the camp as the army was going out to its battle position, shouting the war cry. Israel and the Philistines were drawing up their lines facing each other. David left his things with the keeper of supplies, ran to the battle lines, and asked his brothers how they were doing. As he was talking with them, Goliath the Philistine, champion of Gath, stepped out from his lines and shouted his usual defiance. And David heard it. And whenever the Israelites saw the man, they all fled from him in great fear. Now the Israelites had been saying, do you see how this man keeps coming out? He comes out to defy Israel. The king will give great wealth to the man who kills him. He will also give him his daughter in marriage and will exempt his family from taxes in Israel. David asked the men standing near him, what will be done for the man who kills the Philistine and removes this disgrace from Israel? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? They repeated basically what they just said and said, this is what will be done for the man who kills him. Then Eliab, David's oldest brother, heard him speaking with the men, and he burned with anger at him and said, why have you even come down here? And whom did you leave those few sheep in the wilderness? I know how conceited you are and how wicked your heart is. You came down only to watch the battle. David says, now what have I done? Said David. Can I even speak? He then turned away to someone else and brought up the same matter. And the men answered him as before. And what David said was overheard and reported to Saul, and Saul sent for him. Okay, we're going to stop right there. Okay, I want you to follow me. This is so important. So many people don't understand the power of shaking things up. I've watched people think that leadership is leading within spaces that you're already familiar in. And this is the reason why God is really hoping and praying that we basically make a decision. Remember, I said it's not about a day, it's about a decision. You have to decide that you are willing to shake things up. Many people who are Christians are only great or great leaders or try to be great leaders in spaces that they're already familiar in. That's not leading. What exactly are you changing or transforming in spaces that you already are familiar with? David is now in a different environment. He's no longer in the field. He's now in the battlefield. And he had never been in the battlefield before. He was just a shepherd boy. Okay. And so now comes a moment where, listen, he's in a different environment, but something is connecting from one level to the next. Follow me. You have to understand that your job is to go into environments that you're not familiar with, but you have to realize that your weapons and your tools and your mind, okay, is what is actually going to connect the dots. See, I may have gone from, working, I remember I told you guys a story before. I was making $750 every 2 weeks, right? And I was, I said, God, there has to be something more to this, right? It has to be something more than doing this, right? Did not know that God was going to shift me from, working at Macy's and, taking these small jobs to then moving into owning my own company and making six figures. But I want you to understand that my mind was still the same. I had a sharp mind. Oh, I knew how to do things. But the problem was that I was just had to shift into a new environment. But I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I didn't really was familiar with the environment. This is new for me and all these things are new for me. But God was trying to comfort me and say, the same way you figured this out is the same way you're going to figure this out. You just have to trust me and know that I've given you enough capabilities in your mind to unlock what's before you. You just got to connect the dots. That's what I'm trying to get you all to understand. You got to just connect the dots. What you're about to enter into, do not be afraid and do not be scared because God is with you. But you have to understand that He's already given you the mind to go out here and to dominate spaces like never before. You just have to trust the genius on the inside of you. So many people do not believe that they're a genius. They don't believe they're great. If I told you over and over again, you're a genius, you're amazing, you're a genius, you're amazing, you're a genius, you're amazing. There's no one like you. You're called by God. You're amazing, amazing. Most people would blush, would tell me, oh no, not me. I'm just new to this. I'm just a new business. Oh, don't know. If I said that you're an expert, you are a worldwide consultant and you have great influence in all spaces. Now some of you say, oh yeah, I believe that. Oh yeah, I received that, right? Yeah, you receive it, but you're not walking in it. So that actually means that you did not receive it. You cannot say you received something and then you don't walk in it. Either you received it or you didn't. There's one of the two. You can't receive something and not walk in it. You either received it or you didn't. And if you're not walking in it, you didn't receive it. You rejected it actually, right? So you have to realize that, like, if I say that, a lot of people, your self-esteem, it's funny. I can say you're a genius. And at the level at which you are right now, you say, oh yeah, I believe that. But if I said you're a genius and you're about to go into more spaces where it's brand new, it's out the box, you're like, oh yeah, I received that. Okay, I got it. Okay. No, I need you to actually understand this. See, the only difference between this level and your next level is just the fact that you just have not been there. That's it. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing. But see, a lot of times we don't go past here because of the fact that we don't actually believe that we actually are a genius. Oh, I gotta be humble, Genesis. I gotta be humble. You don't talk about yourself like that, Genesis. You let others talk about that. You let others talk about that about yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm beautifully and wonderfully made. There's no one like me. My mind is filled with concepts and dreams and visions that no one else can think but me. My mind is sharp, accurate, and it's filled with ideas that will transform the world. I am a genius. I'm beautifully and wonderfully made. Did I say that enough? I'm beautifully and wonderfully made, man. There's nobody like me. Matter of fact, my mind is so innovative that I can think of concepts that don't even make sense to myself and make sense to my clients. I am so much of a genius that I fill boards and walls with concepts that will transform every single marketplace that I'm meant to disrupt. You know what? I am so fine like wine that I'm gonna have a husband that's he's fine. You're gonna be fine. Listen, let me tell you something about myself, okay? Because just in case you don't know. I'm not cocky, I'm accomplished. Let me tell you something else about myself, okay? You know what? My hands are so skilled that everything I touch brings back a hundredfold return. Matter of fact, I'm so anointed and appointed and assigned that my mouth speaks nothing but life, and everything that I speak unto returns back to me blessed and full of favor. Do you know? Let me tell you, because I'm not done. I'm not done talking about myself, okay? Because here's the thing you have to understand. David was somebody that he was like a young boy going out into this field, and there were grown men running away from a giant. And here's this young boy like, "Hey y'all, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Oh, who is this uncircumcised man here on the field? Who is he?" Now look, this guy's a giant, right? But see, when you walk in your genius, oh, here, listen to me. When you walk in your genius, giants don't scare you. I'm gonna say this again. When you walk in your genius, I'm gonna say this one again. When you walk in your genius, I'm gonna say it again. When you walk in your genius, giants don't offend you. They don't scare you. They don't make you shirk. They don't make you fearful. Matter of fact, doesn't matter how rich someone is. Doesn't matter how powerful someone is. When you're a genius, you stand in your own power. Listen, I'm an expert at this. I know this. Now, what's your next question? Okay. Yes, you're the CEO of a company. Yes, yes. Okay, but I'm fully equipped to do this job. Do you have any more questions about this? Yes, I am the number one expert in my field. I can definitely transform your business or your company. See, the thing about it is that for many people, the reason why you have not made six figures is not really because you're not good. It's because you introduced yourself completely wrong. Well, I'm a new entrepreneur. I'm just getting started. And so these are my prices. These are my new introductory prices. Yes. And because, I only have a few clients right now. And so because of this, I'm going to actually give you another discount on top of the discount I already gave you for my services, because I treat myself as if I'm not a genius. And actually, I know I am, but I treat myself like I'm not. Okay. So you introduce, I'm just getting started. I'm just, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could take a genius and like begin to like rank them in that kind of way where like somehow because you just started yesterday, somehow you charge yesterday prices. I didn't know. I did not. This is new to me. I'm sorry. It's a new concept. I guess I didn't get it. I didn't get the note. But see, when you are a genius, the way that you move is different. You're not intimidated because somebody else next to you has 30 years of experience. You can still get the contract if you desire. Oh, I don't think I should go for it. There's other people out there been in the industry longer than I have. And, I'm alone. I don't think I should. They already have the expertise. I'm just going to let them have it. Why? 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 I'm sorry. David had never, come on. Let's go back to the story. David had never fought in a war before, yet he was the one who defeated the giant. Oh my God. Can I go deeper into this? Can I go deeper into this? Can I dig deep into God made genius? When you're a God made genius, the amount of experience does not cancel you out. David, see, this is big because see, when your genius is unlocked, okay, when your genius is unlocked, listen to me. David did not have the resume of Saul, did not have the resume of fighting like his brothers. Yet somebody with a resume of no war experience took down a giant that grown men were running away from. What was the difference? It was really nothing but the fact that David reminded himself of the fact that I do have experience. It may not be the experience, okay, that is required for people to be at war and use the sword and the shield. But you know what? I remember how I defeated y'all know it, how I defeated the bear. And I remember how I defeated the lion. I took the thing out of the lion's mouth. I remember that. So I think, you know what? Let's go grab this slingshot and these stones and let me take down the giant the way that I know how. See, there are some things that are come across your table and you will be intimidated because the contract, I never got contracts. I never applied for contracts. I never applied for opportunities. I never sent a proposal out like that. I never sent a number so big. But you know what? If David with no works, now I'm not saying here that you have to be, you never done something before and you out here applying for $100,000 contracts. We're not talking about that. We're talking about people who you got the expertise, but where you're going is new. Okay, that's what we're talking about, right? If David had the confidence, why not you? Huh? Youngest on the field, probably. Least experience, definitely. But yet he had the most confidence because he realized that God was with him. Why are so many Christians not using their salvation in more arenas than just their salvation? It's funny because when we talk about the word salvation, we're almost done. When we talk about the word salvation, y'all do know that applies more than just you getting saved, right? The idea of salvation being something that is complete. In other words, I want you to think of it like this. David had been anointed by God, was not yet in the position of a king, but yet he was demonstrating the leadership of a king. He was someone that did not have to be fully in the title to demonstrate the giftings and calling. You may not be the manager yet, but if you so shriveled up from the fact that God has not blessed you with a position yet that you refuse to walk in your leadership abilities, you ain't gonna be the manager no time soon. You gotta, this is something that it just comes out of you because you're genius. You can't even shut it down. You just try to be basic, but it doesn't even work because the basic is not a part of you. It just starts coming out, it's just seeping out of you because you're just so much of a genius that your giftings flow out of you, whether you control it. You just try to hold back. You're like, you know what? I have a comment to make. I really don't think that document should go. I really think it should go here. And this is why the genius just comes out. Stop trying to hide your genius. And not just that, but stop trying to belittle the God in you. Stop it's trying to come out of you. And you I'm not saying it's you, but as somebody, you got to stop belittling it. David did not say, well, I'm just a shepherd boy. I'm just a this. No. Because somebody had taken down this giant. And here's the other thing. This is the last part we're going to get to is I want you to type this in. Now what was the first thing we typed in, right? That God has made me be a genius. Here's the second thing. Here's the second. I want you to type in. I am offended to be basic. I'm just type this in. I am offended. Now you got to write the word offended. And if you don't know how to spell it, I'm giving you a hint. It has 2 F's. Okay. I am offended to be basic. Type it in. Type it in. Now you may say, I don't need to type it. Type it in. Because if you can't type in an affirmation, you sure ain't going to live it. I am offended. You gotta see, it's right. I'm like my mother. I make all these faces. You have to be a lot of people are living mediocre lives because you refuse to go past offense. Like, it's not the offense of somebody doing you wrong. You don't. This is why I get so excited. I'm sorry, I gotta teach you this passion. You gotta get to the point where you are offended by the fact that nobody out here is solving these problems. Okay, and you got the genius to solve it. You should be. I'm offended to be basic. I'm offended. There you go, Shay. There you go, Kimberly. Hey, Divinely Purple. I see. Miss Divinely Purple says I was made to be a genius, and I'm offended to be basic. Kimberly E said I'm offended to be basic. Shay said I'm offended to be basic. Listen, that's 101 baby said I'm offended. I am offended. Listen, let me tell you something. The reason why my business was in one position before it became to another is because I wasn't offended yet. I wasn't offended. It wasn't yet really like in me yet. The fact that like there was more and I didn't want it. It was more more networking. And I would sit outside of rooms that I knew I should be in. And because I wasn't offended yet, I instead would walk in the offense. In other words, I would talk about rooms that I should have been in, and I would talk about them. Like somehow they were doing something wrong. I would talk about people that were, they probably ain't really living a life anyway, or we hear sayings like, well, you don't want the wealth like everybody. You don't know what it costs to get it. She may have done this. Well, maybe she didn't. Maybe she actually walked in integrity to become who she became. Not everybody has been deceitful to become, to walk in their wealthy place or abundance or to have a big business. Not everybody's sleeping with everybody. Some of us, we live right. But see, what happens is that when you don't become offended at your own mediocrity, what you become is instead offended by other people's greatness. When God made you to be a genius and he made you to be great, but you've got to become offended like David. You got to get to the point where you become offended by your own laziness. You become offended by your own mediocrity. You become offended by the fact that, you know what, Genesis, now we've been spending 3 years talking about how I'm going to write this book. I haven't wrote it yet. Why? Because you ain't offended enough. You ain't offended by your own mediocrity. This is why people don't achieve enough. Because they not offended by their own selves. They offended by everybody else. I can't believe nobody's supporting me. Nobody's showing up to what I'm doing. Nobody. Yeah, but here's the thing. You were somebody. So how about you take your somebody behind out there and go find some strangers? Okay. Because if nobody around you supporting you, you just need you don't, why are you talking about it? Get out there and go somewhere else. Go into another room. Go into another space. Go into another state. My state. Nobody supports me where I live. Nobody. Well, maybe it's because you hang around the wrong somebodies or the wrong nobodies. Okay. Because there are people out there, but see, your genius is locked up in the fact that you won't be offended by your own self. David said, this is what David said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? His cucumber had not been circumcised. And David said, who is this person intimidating God's people? You know what you should do? You should wake up someday. You should be like, you know what? Somebody is needed. In the SASA, I was an expert financial advisor. And I know I've been skilled, right? To be, let's say, just I'm making this up because I'm not. I know my skill set is not that. My husband will take care of that because I ain't it. But let's say, I've been gifted to be in the financial world and I know God's gifted me in that space, right? Man, if you feeling bad because you ain't really getting the contracts you want or the lifestyle, you need to wake up one day. You need to be like, you know what? I'm offended. I'm offended by the fact that I've been called by God. Called by God. Yes, I am, Gina. I'm going to tell you the information about that. I've been called by God. And you know what? There are people out there who need me. And this is why for some people, they won't network like that because you're not offended yet. You don't see yourself as like a burning solution in people's minds. You just see yourself as an option. I've taught them this before. You got to wake up and say, you know what? Somebody out there is in need of me. It's like Superman waking up. Superman is not like, oh, probably somebody don't need me. No, his whole life is about the fact that somebody needs him, okay? You wake up and say, you know what? Somebody is in need of my services. They're in need of my expertise. So I'm going to write this book. You've been trying to write a book for years, haven't wrote it because you're not offended. You better get offended. Haven't done the course, haven't launched a business, haven't gone out here. And maybe, you want to go to another level in corporate or into leadership or management. Listen, you better get offended and say, you know what? I better apply for this job because who else is going to do it like me? You know what? I better drive an hour away to this network place because you know what? That room is in need of my mind. And I got to find all the people in that room who need to meet me, not for me, but for the God in me because they need what God has given me. So you got to see it as like somebody being full of knowledge. And you got to give this stuff away. You got to find clients because they need you. You got to find readers because they need your book. It's funny. We really we're doing this all in reverse. We just waiting on somebody. Somebody need me. Where they at? I'm sorry, ma'am, sir. You got to go out. You got you can't just be like that. Somebody buy something from my boutique. I'm sorry. Ma'am, you need to pack up all those clothes, okay? You need to focus on something online, but you also need to get out your house and you need to go out here and take over and dominate the world like you got the clothes that nobody else in the world has, okay? You selling t-shirts, okay? Well, you need to treat those t-shirts like those t-shirts are like from the Yellow Brick Road and you are Julie Andrews, okay, going down, it wasn't Julie, it was Judy Garland, excuse me, Judy Garland, I get these people mixed up nowadays, and you need to act like you focused, okay, and nobody can sell these t-shirts like you. Nobody can sell the products. No one can be a consultant like you. No one can be a coach like you. You got to wake up with that fervor. So again, what happens is that, let's go back to this, okay? We're almost done. And so this is so important, right? So his brother, here's where we're going to end because we're going to pick this back up on another day. So his brother Eliab, now remember Eliab, Samuel thought that Eliab was going to be the king because he was the oldest and he looked like a king. He had the look of it. And remember, the Lord tells Samuel, oh, Samuel, hold up now, hold up. I don't go by the outward appearance. I go by the heart. And so then that's when Samuel says, okay, he asked, David's father, is there another? And they're like, yeah, there's David, but he out here, he's a young boy, and he ends up the one being king, the one being anointed to be king. Okay. So Eliab, you already know Eliab is offended. He offended about the wrong thing. He not offended to be basic. He offended because he a little, he was supposed to be king. He not going to be king, And so Eliab tells his brother, this is what he says. The Bible says he actually burned with anger at him and said, why have you come down here, and whom did you leave those few sheep in the wilderness? I know how conceited you are. No, hold up. I came down here to bring you lunch. You want your lunch or not? That would have been me, but again, that's the reason why I wasn't born this day and time. And if I was a girl, I probably wouldn't have been out there bringing them lunch anyway. But anyway, he says how conceited you are and how wicked your heart is. Now hold up. Oh, no. Now see, this just revealed why you were not anointed to be king, Eliab, because your heart ain't right. You still jealous. You still mad. Okay, and this is what I want to bring up. Some of you, now this doesn't apply to all you, because a lot of you guys who kind of risen up to higher levels, you kind of going past this. But for my newbies, some of you have not broken out your mold because you're still nervous about your family and your friends, because you don't. If I can just be real, some of you who actually are at higher levels, you still haven't dealt with this fact. Why are you so hung up on these people when they have not helped you with what you've been doing? I'm just trying to click the dots here. Okay, so Eliab was messed up, and Instagram, you're probably about to disappear because my phone's about to die. So you're gonna have to hop on either my personal Facebook or my YouTube channel. Okay, I want you to catch this. Okay, Eliab was jealous. Eliab was not trying to help his brother. Matter of fact, he says those few sheep. See, the problem is that when you start to speak out and use your voice, people are used to you being in a certain place. And the reason really is that they like to place you. They want to place you and say, you're here, right? And then when you begin to elevate, what begins to happen is that even people who said that they had your back, or some people, they encourage you to go after your dreams. And then when you start to really unlock your greatness, they start to get uncomfortable because they didn't really see the full picture of they like, oh, you go after your dreams, go after your dreams, and then you just like, oh, snap, okay. Because see, as you transform, so does your environment. And if they are not willing to transform with you, they will leave you, or they will begin to talk about you because they were only comfortable with a certain environment. And now that you're beginning to adjust and change, and it's not that, this is so important, it's not that your heart has changed. You just begin to realize who you actually were made to be. See, they thought that you were made to be this, and God made you to be this, right? And so they could only handle this, right? So now you're breaking out your bubble, and now you're starting to become known, and now you're starting to become connected, and now you're starting to become, you're knowing people from different cities and countries and places, and now people know your name in different states, and now you actually are bold about your voice, about your giftings and your callings and your assignments. And so they were used to this. Eliab is uncomfortable because now David has come into an environment that Eliab supposedly thinks that he is the master of. Eliab is the strongest. He is the fighter. And now David, the sheep boy, is now asking questions about a giant. You don't know crap, right? That's probably what Eliab is thinking. Yet what he did not realize is that David was not intimidated by the voice of his own brother, because David was not concerned. Listen to me. He was not concerned about what his brother was saying. He was more concerned about a problem that was on the field that needed to be solved. You got to get this. Stop getting hung up on people that are not trying to solve the problems that you have been gifted to solve. I'm not going to spend 30, 45, an hour with you on the phone trying to prove to you where I'm going when there is a problem out here in the world that I was gifted to solve. Now, either you're going to tell me who the giant is and what I win, or you're going to shut up. Okay? Because you're not defeating this giant. You're running away from the giant. I see a giant. I see a problem. I want to solve it. Can you help me? No? Okay, let me go to somebody else, right? So Eliab is getting frustrated because here is David. He is persistent. He is someone who's not giving up. And basically, as we come to the end, what we see in the end is that David beats Goliath. But you got to realize that there are 3 things you got to do. Number 1, you have to say to yourself, I have been made to be a genius. God has made me to be a genius. I am good. I am the best at what I do. I don't care if you just started yesterday. You're the best. You're the best of your level. If all I knew how to do, let's say I was doing nails, and all I knew how to do was gel nails. Okay, I don't even know how to do it. I just know how to do regular gel paint on. Guess what? I'm the best gel paint on girl you ever seen. Now listen, I can't do acrylic, but I'm the best, man. If I only know how to draw one type of design, I'm the best person to draw that design. Ain't nobody gonna draw it better than me. If all I know how to do is make coffee one kind of way, I'm the best coffee maker in this way as possible. If I only know, listen, y'all got see, y'all don't really, man, you gotta unlock this thing. If all I know how to build are tiny homes, I don't know how to build homes, big homes. Maybe all I know how to do is build dog houses. I'm the best dog house builder on this side of heaven that you have ever seen. You ever seen. Now, listen, not everyone is for you. So this is not to say that like every person in the world is going to think that you're the best. But guess what? I'm the best for somebody. Listen, you gotta get. I'm the best. I'm the best Chanel pen seller on this side of heaven. Right, that may be you. Right, I'm the best jewelry seller on this side of heaven. Now, see, the problem is that a lot of times you're not conveying that expertise. So people don't know that you're the best. They don't hear it. They don't see it. They don't. They're not convinced by it. Right. But let me tell you something. If you make a decision, I want you to make a decision. That's what I want you to remember. The power is never locked in a date. The power is not locked in the fact that you are you were born in this time or this season. As I always say. As I will always say, your greatness is locked in a decision. It's not locked in a date. So 2020 will not be your best year if you don't decide that it will be, right? This is about you understanding that your God-made genius, number one, is the fact that you are a God-made genius. You are actually a God-made genius. So that means that you have to begin speaking. Some of you have stopped speaking. And so your self-esteem is shot. Matter of fact, it's so unstable that one day you think you're the stuff, the next day you don't, because you don't speak anything into yourself, or you stop speaking because you have not seen it come to fruition, which means that right now you are too emotional based to be in faith. You're too emotional. Faith is not about your emotions, it's about principle. Okay. And so you have to realize that I have to start speaking what I want to see. Okay. So you have to go back to personal confessions. I am the best. I'm the very best. I am an expert. I'm not just an expert. I'm the best expert in my field and in my marketplace. I've been crafted by God. My mind is alert and it is sharp. It is filled with concepts that will transform this world. God, I thank you on the day that my mind thinks in such ingenious ways, that my mind sees possibilities and not problems, right? So you have to begin to shape your mind. But see, people don't want to take out the time. I got time. I don't want to say that corniness. I'm not going to type in those comments, So they don't have time for that, but they have the time to complain, the time to talk about all the issues. You'll be on the phone for 2 hours telling someone about your problem, but you only have 5 minutes to do a personal confession about your mind or about your self-esteem. Okay, the second thing that we talked about is the fact that you have to be offended to be basic. Got to be offended. Most people are not offended yet at mediocrity. And so because of that, they never shift into the next level. You got to be like David. You got to be offended by your Goliath. If you are not offended by your Goliath, you will not transform because you are not offended enough to kill it. You got to be offended enough to kill. Let me tell you something about real leadership. Real leadership is when we become offended by that which is trying to take us out. See, it's funny. We don't really see these things as taking us out because it's not literal enough. It's not like a real giant. You know what I mean? But this stuff is real. Let me tell you something. Generational curses are real, poverty is real, mediocrity is real. I mean, it's this stuff because see, the world has become so used to life being the way that it is that we have not become so offended that we are okay with this stuff. But I'm not okay. I'm not okay with it. I know, I don't know about you, but I'm too convicted about my calling to be complacent. I'm too convicted about my calling to be complacent. Because see, sometimes we've been through so much stuff, but we have not realized the lesson of going through problems. How can you go through hell and not want to be in heaven? How can you? I don't, something is blocking. It is your Goliath. How can you go through traumatic events? How can you go through abuse? How can you go through, people who've taken from you? How can you go through where you have always lived below the level that you've been called to be, and you don't want more? Then we say, oh, but just, you don't understand. It's messed up my mind. So you're telling me that it has taken your very desire away. You want to be like everybody else. I don't want to be. That's not me. I don't want it. I want to kill my Goliath. And until you get to that point, I don't care who you are, where you live. You can live in $1 million home and still not kill your Goliath. You can have all the life amenities and life things and still have Goliath staring you in the face, because success is not just about the money. No, listen, some of y'all got to kill this comparison Goliath. Some of y'all got to kill this low self-esteem Goliath. Some of you, you can make millions, you can make money, but at the end of the day, when you go home, you broker than broke on the inside. You know, so I need you to understand that you got to kill your Goliath. The last thing we ended with is with the Eliabs. My job is not to convince you, Eliab, of why I am here. I just need you to tell me what is the problem and how do I. You listen. Stop trying to prove something to your Eliabs. I need you to hear me very clearly. Stop trying to prove something. I'm doing because I gotta prove to my haters that life is not about proving anything to your haters, because the Bible already says that he's gonna make a table before you in the presence of your enemies. So I don't gotta prove nothing to you. Just sit back and watch. You're gonna see it anyway, whether you want to watch it or not. You're gonna see it. So the last thing is, stop trying to prove something to people. Instead, why don't you prove something to yourself? How about that? Instead of you trying to prove something to your haters, okay, start proving something to your bloodline. Start proving something to your legacy. Okay. Start proving something to your own self about, okay, I said I was going to get this done last year, didn't get it done. Okay, let me kill the Goliath of procrastination. Let me kill the Goliath of low self-esteem talking back to me. I was talking to an older gentleman a couple of days ago who was thinking about doing coaching. And, he was waiting on me to release this self-esteem program. Because a lot of men, especially alpha males, I'm actually attracted to alpha males, so I understand. But when it comes to alpha males, even alpha women, even though I don't believe in women being alphas, but it is a whole nother. I'm a little traditional, but anyway, women are powerful in their own right. Let me just say that, okay? But alpha males are women or are men. And they have this. They can be successful in their career, because they're like hunters. They look to achieve and succeed. Okay. The problem, though, becomes where the man, he is successful in his career, but the inside of him is still filled with low self-esteem. And sometimes we think that, they can't have low self-esteem. I mean, they're out here crushing their goals. But those are career goals. Same thing for women. You can be out here being the CEO of blah, 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 but, your internal side is broken, because sometimes the Goliaths are not outside, but they are within. And so you have to learn. There was a book by Louis Gigolo, I believe, called Kill Goliath, or I think it's called Goliath Must Fall. Really good book, very good book. And you have to understand that some things are internal. So you may have all this success. I coach clients that are making already 6 and 7 figures, but they're not doing business coaching with me. You know what they're doing? Life coaching. Yeah, we work on that inside stuff, because sometimes it's not that you need me because you need me to build the framework for your business. No, we got to talk about the framework in your heart, or the framework in your faith, or the framework in your mindset and your mentality, right? Because sometimes we've been making money around people who don't have a good lifestyle or good morals, and we got to transform how we lead. So let's end. We're done. What are our 3 things? What's the first thing? Let's do a recap. What was the first? We got 3 things that we learned today. What was the first thing? What was the first thing? Who wants to tell me? I was made to be a what? Who gonna tell me? Who gonna tell me? Tell me what you learned. Tell me. It's like the Eddie Murphy. Tell me. I love Eddie Murphy. Sorry. So what's the first thing you got to do? What's the first thing that you got to do? We learned a lot. Today was rich. I need it for myself, because I'm about to go out here and slay some stuff. Okay. But what was the first thing that you learned? What was the first thing is that I was made. There we go. There go YouTube. I was made to be a genius. That's the first. I want you to be like in your office like this. Oh, I was made to be a genius. Oh, I was made to be. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm an expert. I'm an expert. I'm an expert. I'm the best. I'm best. Best. That's how I want you to be. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Go to bed. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Gigi, you a genius. Gigi, you a genius. You're so smart. Yes, you are. God made you be smart. You're not smart by yourself. No, God made you. You gotta just be like this. God, I'm so intelligent. I'm so smart. I'm so intelligent. Right? Not wrapped up in I made mistakes. I'm a failure. My God, no, I'm a genius. Oh my God, I'm so smart. Girl, you so pretty. You so fine. Like wine. And she's turning the wine at the wedding. Okay. What's the second thing we learned? What's the second thing? What was the second thing we learned? It involves the word offended. Some of y'all already said it, but we got to go back over. I'm going to go back over. What's the second thing we learned? So the second thing, I am what? I'm this. What is this? What's this? There we go, elaborate designs by Aisha. I'm offended. To be what? To be what? I got to see Facebook got to catch up. Facebook a little bit delayed than YouTube. I'm offended to be what? Oh, I'm offended to be basic. Oh, I can't be like the world. Like, I'm offended to be mediocre. I'm just offended. I refuse. Right? And then the last thing is I got to kill my what? I can't be focused on Eliab because I got to kill my what? What do I have to kill? I can't be focused on my Eliabs because I got to kill my what? I can't be focused on people who don't want to go with me, people who don't want to work, people who don't want to go after the best. I can't date people who don't want to go after the best. I can't love on people. I can't cuddle with men or cuddle with women for my men, okay, who want to be basic, who want to be mediocre, who want to be the Eliabs in my life. I can't be around for my men Delilahs. I can't be around for my women Ahabs. I can't be a Jezebel because I got to kill my what? I got to kill my Goliath. I can't be focused on what's not working. I can't be focused on, of course you got to assess problems and things like that. But I'm here to create solutions. I don't care whether you sell eye patches, you sell toothbrushes, you sell oil, you sell gas, you sell electric, you sell pipelines. I don't care if you sell shoes. I don't care if you sell consulting services. I don't care whether your focus is in ministry. I'm here to kill my Goliath because I'm here to solve the problem. You guys got that? Okay, so we're done. Now, I'm ending with this. The reason why I'm teaching all this stuff is because I'm preparing my tribe for something. If you did not get my email, then you should already know. And give me 1 second. Okay. You should already know that my tribe is shifting. My tribe is shifting, and I've been making a lot of changes. I've been working very hard. Some of you guys saw my new coaching programs that were revamped. I mean, I'm moving in I'm going into another level. That's all I'm gonna say. And because of that, I'm redoing all of my funnels, my automations, all of my products. Besides my books, everything's about to get revamped. I'm talking about brand new everything. And so because of that, I am going to be doing my first recording for my very first one-on-one product. Now, Boss Builder One-on-One will still be out in publishing and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to be introducing a new course, and it's going to be called From Madness to Method. And so it's basically teaching experts and leaders how to package their passions into a framework where they can sell their mind, basically, because you are a genius. And if you're an expert, you're going to become maybe you already are a speaker, you are a consultant, you're a coach, and you really want to take this thing to a new level, then I'm offering a masterclass on December the 17th called From Madness to Method. It's an hour-long training with a 10-page workbook that's going to help you to actually really framework your expertise into a greater level. And so the link is here on YouTube in the description box. It's also here on Facebook with this video. You need to click it. And even if you can't make the date, you will get the recording. You'll get a copy of the recording. I highly encourage you to invest in this because this is something I've never taught. There's no content here that I've taught already. None of it. And I'm gonna make sure that from now on moving forward that, a lot of the content I teach, none of it will be, regurgitated. It's going to be brand new content, which is why many people who've already taken all my other things, they're signing up for this. And people have already been signing up because this is brand new training. So I want you guys to invest. If you're a leader, a coach, consultant, you want to sell your expertise, you need to get the training. Okay, guys? So click the button, get your seat, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, YouTube, and bye to Facebook.